Have you ever created a nopCommerce plugin but do not know how to create a nopCommerce configuration page? In the real world plugins, most of the plugin require a configuration page. In the configuration page, it requires like enable disable of the plugin, widget selections of the plugin if there is a widget plugin, API key need to be added if there will be a using third parties APIs. So in this video, I will show you a step-by-step guide how to create a nopCommerce plugin configuration page. So let's get started. Hello everyone, I am Pankaj. On this channel, I will share a practical knowledge of nopCommerce and .NET Core. If you are new here, please subscribe the channel so you will be more updated on every content of real world's nopCommerce and .NET Core. So let's move to the code and I will guide you step by step of how to create the configurations of the nopCommerce. So here is the code. In the last video, I will show you how to create a simple plugins and the installation process. So before moving started, let's wrap up the last video calls that we are configurations, the plugins, like not the configurations, but like we create this plugins and just started with the installations. So here is the plugins that my first plugins will be there. All the folders that will be created as I show you, we can create through the templates. Okay, so this plugins is created by the templates and the plugins will be installed. Okay, so in this page, like we can add the configuration page will be hover. So let's me move to the admins because the configurations is for the admins will be available. Like see the if you can see the structures of the folders, it will be available like all the folders whatever. Like once you create it with the templates, it will create whatever the files is necessary. It will be automatically created and the folder structure as well. If you are creating a small plugins, you can remove whatever is not required. You can remove it. Whatever is just required, you can just show it that. So let's will be add a new controllers for that. We can add a class files like configuration controller. So the controller is created. Let's make this as a public class, and here we need to inherit it with the base admin controllers that will be coming from the admin area. Okay, unnecessary usings will be removed. This will be helpful because of once we have base admin controllers will be there, that will be only accessible with the admins only. Valid forgery keys and everything will be ready. Materials will be there. That's why we can use only admins controller. As we have code structures will be there, we can start with the fields and region. Sorry, not and if, but it will be and region. Then after it's a C2R and region. We can put it C2 R's will be there, the constructions will be create, and here is the methods. Okay, so this controller is created over here. Now on the outside of the admin area, where the files like my plugins.cs file that in the last video that I created with the installation and installations methods will be there. On the same place, we can just add a new class that will be, and we can say as a my first plugin setting. You can use your name of the plugins and use the settings behind that. You can also make this public, and here we need to be inherited with the I setting inherited with the I settings. Okay, so it will be configurations like a settings, and now we can put it over here our settings. First settings we can see as public bull is enable. Okay, the second one is said like we can say uh, only some of the API keys if it is required. So we can put it like a API key and it's set. There will be a just strings will be there. Okay. So first we need to create with the just settings that will be enable disable and the API keys will be there. Then after again go to the new and the models will be there. We also need to create a class for models. So we can say configuration model. Okay, we can put it over here as a model, and here we can as a base knob models that need to be inherited. Over here we can put it over here instead of public class. The base knob model is will be a partial record, so we can create here as a records will be there if we have. Okay. So here the configurations model is created. Now we need to put these two fields, the same as over here for the models about to record. Okay, so this is done. Then after, now we are moving over here to create two methods. One is for the get configuration and another one is save configurations. Okay, so let's put it to create an action method. Okay, so here we need to create a public string task action result and configuration. Okay, and here is return view, but in the view we need to return a model. So let's create a model where model equals to new uh, configuration models that we have created over here. Here is our configuration model that's we need to be copied over here, and this one, and this need to be written to. Okay, the next one is we need to create a post method with the same configurations methods will be there. Here we need to be passed a configuration as a model. Okay, and here is it is. Here we need to be passed as HTTP post. If it is not created, this will be a get method. Okay, then here it's also model is valid. We can check out that, and if okay, that is the return view will be available. Okay, so this will be a configurations will be there, but here we need to be first of all get configurations is required. So here is model is created. Now we need to fill the models. So for the models we required can say private read only. That will be my first setting, and we can use like this. And here we need to be my settings, and my settings it will be available inside my settings. Okay, so now we are using this one. I made a mistakes actually. Here I need to be I setting service. That will be right things. Here is I setting service. Here is also I need to be I setting service and setting service. and here is the same. Sorry for my bad. Here is need to be I setting service and setting service. Next will be there. Here I will be getting my setting equals to underscore setting service dot get and not load settings. Okay, and here I want to be passed. My first settings will be there. Okay, so here there is async will be there. You can use async and it's over here. So we here we are passing. This is not but my first settings will be there. Okay, so here we are getting the setting. Now the settings need to be put inside this one. So it will be enable equals to dot enable. Okay, the setting one, second one is API key equals to my settings dot my settings dot API key. Okay, so here we have just get the settings and the settings will be stored in the model and models will be ready to return to view. Okay, now here is model is valid or not. If model is valid, then we need to be save the setting. Okay, so how to save the settings? Firstly, we have a model has a value and we need to be put into the settings. Okay, so to save settings, before saving the settings, we need to be firstly, okay, let's get the existing setting. My settings equals to this is the same lines that we need to be get like my settings, and then after the settings dot enables equals to from the models dot is enabled. Okay, so this one is then. And after my settings dot API key equals to models dot API key. Okay. Then after there will be a store wise settings. So here we have models, and here we have one of the missing part is that like a public boolean is enabled underscore override for store. That will be get sets will be there. The same value we have over here, API key, and its override for store. Okay, so these will be an override for stores will be there. We have two settings will be there. The store wise, if there is a multiple stores, we can set separately for the store wise. Okay, for the store wise, if you need to be stores, here will be firstly we need to be get with the private read only I store context equals to store context will be there, and here is I store context and the value the store context will be. So here we also have current store we need to be get like we have a store context dot get active store get active store asyncs will be there. So here the store stubs will be added. Now let's put it over here is await. So the store scopes, current store scopes will be over here. So this will be getting just only whatever the current stores will be there, and it will be assigned to over here. Now this is the same lines we need to be put it over here as well, and here we need to be put this will be a store scope. So this will be getting a this store, and the models will be assigning this values to out here. Okay. So let's move to the store wise setting. Saves will be there if we have the current stores will be greater than 0, then after only we need to be. So the current store is greater than 0, then after we put the source wise cell the settings will be. So how we can store the current store settings? So first of all, here is models dot enable disable API keys will be, we need to assign this value from the settings. Okay, await underscore setting dot setting existing awaits will be there. My settings that's we are getting from here, and now that we can put it x of x dot, it is an for the enables, and here is the store. So that will be a current stores will be there. So based on that, it will be saved for the particular store. Now the second part is over here, that will be a for API key. Okay, so here is also API key. So this will be a two values for the enable and disables. This will be, oh, my mistakes. There will be extremely sorry for this. This will be actually the code is for get store wise settings will be available. Like this code is not for the save, but it will be a store wise settings get. It's not a save. So whenever we have store wise settings, it will be here. We need to be just get the store wise settings over here. Now let's start with the store wise settings to save. Here we need to be start with await the service settings dot save override will be there. So here we have the parameters. The parameters is the current stores will not current store but my settings. Then after which settings that's need to be a key selectors will be there. So x dot we can say enables, and then after override, that's override is coming from the model dot is enables. Then after it will be a store that will be a current store. So here it is. So this way the value will be saved. And the same is for other parameters. Here will we have an API key, and here we needs to be an API key as well. So this will be API key over. So this will be an API key to override the settings. So this will be a get. This will be a saves. Then after the most important part is clear case. That will be an important part of that. That's we need to be a clearing the cache. Clear cache will be await underscore setting service dot clear cache SC. This will be a clear cache. And now we need to be put a notifications. For notifications, we need to be put a register private read only I notification service. Okay, so here we have a notification service. I notification service, we can put it over here and this one. Now notification service over here. Here is will be clear case. Then after the important part is like user need to be identified, the data will be saved or not. Okay, so we already defined the notification service dot success notification, and here we need to be put a message like settings successfully saved. So this will be a notifications for the users. So that's all for the first get, and the second one is post method. Okay. Then after once it is saved, we need to be return await. Let's return to a configuration model. from that. This will be a get method, so it will be redirect over here, so it will be reload our settings. Okay, so this will, or there will be no required fields or anything like that. So we can remove this part as well. It will be as not needed to get up there. Always settings will be saved and it will be successfully saved. So the settings. So here will be a controller of the admin part is completely ready. Now we can move for the view pages. For the view pages, the standard structure says like the configuration is our controller name. So inside the view, we need to have a folder. Is it? Sorry, we need to be copied on the configuration, and this folder name is configuration. Okay, and the view is configure. Let's say it's configuration, and the configuration that will be a conflict as part of the .NET. So here we need to change the methods as just configure. Okay, so configuration inside the configure and the configure post. That will be it. Okay. Configurations folder is okay. Now we need to be put a view. So view is need to be, we can copy any of the view of the configuration. Like here is the swipers will be there. We can copy the configure over here. So this will be a copy from that, and the names will be same as our names will be there. So this will be a configuration. Here, the first our models it's need to be required. Okay, so our model is the configure model, and we need to be put it over here a configure model. It will be not showing, suppose like a blue inside the import. We just need to be enter using, and we need to be put our model system name like this one. Okay, so here we have over here added this one. So if now I'm going to the view, and this will be a, let's me close it, reopen. It will be usable most probably, but not, it will be not a problems will be there, or you need to be assigned directly the views over here as well. If you know need to be, both options is okay, there is no problem, but we already added on the view import, so there is no problems. Now the second part is the configurations is required. Okay, the next part is the scope of the configurations. That will be a upper top corners. It will be showing a drop downs to that. Okay, the controllers here we have a copy from other ones, so it will be like just a copy from a configuration. Over here is a controller name and our methods like the post methods, whatever we have added here, this will be a post. Okay, this will be a proper structures will be available. That's why I copied it over here. We need to be set change the names of that, like we can put it over here, my first plugins dot settings. Okay, now the settings will be stores over here. So whatever we have as settings, we need to be put it over here. So other requires, if we have to not require any other parts, let's remove this, and whatever is only required, we just put it over here. Okay, so now let's opening the model is enable override. We can show over here the enables overrides will be there. The second part is the our inputs fields. So that's will be our input fields is actives will be there, and actives for configuration it will be stay as it is. Okay, and here will be a model 4. So this will be a same over here. It will be a enable. So this line I'll explaining the line by lines over here. So this line is showing a checkbox for the multiple lines will be there based on the store, and this one is our original inputs fields for that. Okay, and there is a labels will be. So now the second one is an API. So here we need to be a override APIs will be there. Inputs box API. So APIs and APIs. The rest of the parts we didn't require. So let's remove this. Okay. And this will be a save button and it will be a submit to save. Okay. So this will be a view is okay. Now we can put it right click properties and need to be check copy if near. That is all okay. There is no problem if copy if near is set. Now let's put up the configuration page as well. Here is copy if near. That is also okay. Now let's build it and check our methods will be load or not. Okay. So the configuration page is over here. Now let's put a breakpoint to set it over here. And now we can set enables and here we can put any key. Okay. And just set it. So it will be call over here. We can see this one as a test API keys will be there and the enable disable is true. Okay. Now we have continue. Message is setting is saved successfully. If now I'm refreshing this page, the settings will be showing. Now the another one is that here we have our first plugins will be there, first test plugins. Okay. But here we don't show the configuration button as like this to redirect for the users. Okay, on the controller, there will be a no methods, so there will be a widget plugins as a methods. Widget plugins, or it will be managed on the page plugin. That here it is. The get configuration page URLs will be there. So let's put it over here. We need to be a public override methods and here it is. Okay, and here we need to be written over here as a string. So here, sorry for that, we need to put the methods as well, override string and return a string. For here we need to be put a slash, the same path that we have as a configuration slash admin and the configuration. So this will be a path will be written and the methods will be showing. So let's build the plugin, build it successfully, run it, and let's refresh the plugin list page. Here we can filter out with the widgets. See, here is the configuration buttons. And now once we have click on this button, it will be redirect to our configurations. Okay, so these are these most important settings that will be saved and over here. Now this data will be saved on the database permanently. So anytime you can come sit over here, it will be stored and it will be used for anywhere else that we need to be a plugins will be used. So that's all about the configuration page. If you found this video is helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Also let me know in the comments which plugins you want to build on the next video. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video.